everybody, how are you doing? Welcome to the Celestial Guardian Dragon panel. My name is Cleo the Dragon, and unfortunately, this year I couldn't come to A&E. I've been pretty sick the past couple weeks, and I had to stay home to recover this convention from a little procedure, so I wasn't able to make it to the panel. However, my lovely friend has decided to help out, so please give her your appreciation. She's very nice. But I'd like to humbly welcome you to the wonderful dragon species known as the Celestial Guardian Dragons. You came here and maybe you're just a little curious as to what we are, or maybe you like dragons in general. Well, in that case, I'm happy to see you here. And I'm very glad that you could join me this evening, and it's a pleasure to see all of you. I wish I could see all of you, but I'm stuck at home. My name is Cleo. I'm the creator of the Celestial Guardian Dragon species, and it has been developed over many different years. Probably we've been around for at least 4 or 5 years. We're still fairly new, but also not that new, as we're starting to get a little bit well known, which is really cool. I wanted to talk to you today about the species. I wanted to talk to you about who I am, why I came up with the species, the story behind them. So I know this video might be a little bit long, but please be rest assured that it contains a lot of great information, and it's really going to help you out. You can also find this video on YouTube. This is coming from my channel, which is Advice with Mama Durg, or Cleo the Dragon. If you think if you just search Cleo the Dragon on YouTube, you would be able to find it out that way. I have a lot of separate videos, including like advice videos I give to people. I do blogs, I do stories, and I take user requests for things that I would like to talk about or that you would want me to talk about. We are all here today to learn about the species, and I will stop my rambling and continue forth with that. So, what is a Celestial Guardian Dragon, you might say? Well, a Celestial Guardian Dragon, otherwise known as CGD for Celestial Guardian Dragon, is a species of evolved dragons that have been around since ancient times. They're the first dragons to ever exist on Earth. They are powerful celestial guardians that came from the skies and were created by an all-powerful lion named Avinu the Lion. He's the original creator, and they were meant to protect the creation of Earth. They were meant to protect the plants, the trees, the animals, every living thing, including the land itself. They were wise beings that were very dignified. They could give advice. They could speak any language that they so choose, and they could have any power that their minds could think of. These dragons come in many different varieties, and basically the dragons are just known as like the peacekeepers. They bring light to other creations. They bring light to other people through their kindness and good deeds. So the species itself is based on like just kindness and happiness and bringing light to the fandom. What does a celestial dragon look like? Well, I'm a Celestial Guardian Dragon, and I'll show you. Celestial Guardian Dragons have very unique traits. They could come in many different colors and many different varieties, but mainly you can identify one by its ear horns, as I like to call them. We call these ear horns because they act as ears for them. Like when they wiggle them, you could see like they're doing echolocation when you see them doing this. These are their ears. They don't have an inner part to the ear. It is just a column pointed of fur, but the fur fibers are very special, and I'll get into that in the anatomy in a little bit, so just hang tight. They have 4 ear horns. They have one big set at the top and one small set at the bottom, and that's what it looks like from the side. One version has the muzzle that it has a little point at the end of the snout, while the other one is a little bit more rounded, like an angel dragon. They have these type of paws. As you can see, they have extra fur on their paws and their feet as well. They have pointed claws that can bend like fingers, but also can stiffen up and act as claws if they need to get in a fight with somebody. They are known for being covered in a full body coat of fur. It can vary between large coat or short coat, but mainly they just have extra fur on their ears, paws, and feet. Leading into that, I might as well talk about the anatomy, right? I mean, it's pretty complex stuff. Well, maybe to me at least. The anatomy to the celestial guardian dragons is actually really neat because they come in two types. There's version 1 and there's version 2. Version 1 is known as the traditional version because this version was the first one to be created by me, the first one we ever started out with. So I'm not sure if I can insert pictures into this video or maybe show it on the side. Verbally tell you about them. The first version, which is the traditional version, has the wings that start bat-like, like a regular dragon, and at the end of it has feathers. So it's kind of like a hybrid mixed wing. Each version has this set of 4 ear horns, remember, one big one at the top, one small one at the bottom. They're the ones with the pointed muzzle tip at the end of it. They have extra fur on their paws and feet. They have the claws that you see here, but there's no paw pads in them. It's just the claws and the fur, and that's basically it. I mean, technically they do have paw pads, but they're really hidden in the really thick fur that they have there, which allows them to do things like walk on hot surfaces, cold surfaces, and silent hunting. They both come in a full body coat of fur. Their muscular structure is actually more like big cat-like because they originated from a Venu the lion, so essentially they will have some traits, muscular skeletal-wise, that resemble big cats, so to speak. Their facial structure doesn't look like a big cat. It looks like a regular dragon, but their body type, the way they move, the way they stalk, the way they hunt, the way they run, it's like a big cat, like a lion or a leopard or, around that nature, of course. Tail is actually really unique. It's different from a regular dragon tail because they have kind of like a cat tail. Their tail can be very fluffy. It can be not so fluffy. It can be pointed at the end. Whatever you decide to do with it is really up to you. Version 2. Version 2 is the more feline-related version that's more closely resembled to a Venu the lion. The feline version, which is version number 2, will have the more rounded snout, like what I have right here. You can see it's a little bit more rounded. They can have paws, they can have paw pads. They also can have this version of claws, which is in version 1. So you can mix them up. I know it's confusing, but, I'll go into specifics. They both have a full body coat of fur, extra fur on the paws and feet that doesn't change based on if you want paw pads or these types of claws, they're always going to have that extra coat of fur. They will have the set of the 4 ear horns, as you can see. They will have the big one and the small one, and their body structure will more resemble a big cat. However, their head will still remain the same. This version can also be classified by the fact that it can have feathered wings or no wings. If you choose to have no wings, that just means that they're invisible and they're hidden, but they do have them. We just say like no wings because, you can't really see them. But the second version has the feathered wings, and sometimes they act a little bit more feral because, like I said, they're more big cat related. So that's just the difference between the two. Not that big of a difference, but, gotta keep variety, right? I'm going to go in depth more about the anatomy, and I'm also going to go in depth more about the traits as well. So this kind of devolves into like special things that the species can have itself. So why I said there's extra fur on the horns is because they are different fur fibers from the rest of their body. What do I mean by that? I mean simply this. If they choose to get into a fight, the fur fibers actually connect with each other when threatened, and they will form to a regular horn. And this is only when they are threatened or they're getting into a fight or something of that nature. Then this won't be fluffy, it'll be sharp, and they can use it like actual horns. They can move their horns to express emotion. If they're sad, their horns will go down, or happy, they'll go up, or, that sort of thing. When they get threatened, they actually puff up their fur like cats would. If you've ever seen a cat, how they puff up their fur and tail, it's the same thing. So celestial guardian dragons, or CGDs as I like to call them, can make any noise you want them to. They can squeak, they can growl, they can bark, they can howl, they can make weird cat noises that you've probably seen on like YouTube or something. You know, when cats get really angry and whatnot, they can do that too. This is because it reverts back to the fact that they can have any power that they see fit. They're also natural born shapeshifters too. So, you know, we are wise guardians, so therefore we have to speak every language that every creature that we encounter with. We hear it one time and we can mimic their language basically, because we have to communicate with them as well. With the two species of celestial guardian dragons, what makes them different from everybody else is the fact that they have something very, very special called the light heart. The light heart is something that is really just their soul and their heart and their goodness and their aura and sense of being. The light heart is what provides all the powers for them that they can have, and it keeps them connected to Avinu because that is their remaining connection to Avinu. It came from him so that they have it. That basically gives them who they are. It defines who they are. The light heart is very special because it not only holds the source of every power of a celestial guardian dragon, but it allows them to share bonds with other people or things that can not be broken. And the bond is really, really unique. And they're the only dragons that can really do this. I came up with this idea because I was a huge fan of the Dragonheart series. So if you know the series, you'll know what I'm talking about. You know, I was just really inspired by them, and I really just like creating bonds with people. So I came up with this idea. So the light heart, if a celestial guardian dragon, that each of them come with one light heart. Like I said, it's their soul, it defines who they are, it gives them all their powers, their wisdom, everything, and their immortality as well. If we share that light heart with somebody else, we become bonded to them eternally. And we can only share a light heart once. However, if we share it with somebody who becomes corrupt, we feel their pain as well. The light heart bond, which is very special to our species, if bonded with another creature, we can give them our powers. We can give them powers to turn into one of us. We can feel each other's pain, hear each other's thoughts, talk telepathically. The CGD and the creature can understand each other on a spiritual level because they are bonded. So they can basically be feeling each other's pain, hearing each other's thoughts, and sharing each other's powers as well. It's a very powerful bond that connects them in life, but it also connects them in death. You can also share that with like the creatures. We can share it with the earth and nature, and you know, be really connected with things like that as well. On to the next part of my topic is the lore of the species. It's still under development right now. There's some things I'm trying to add to it, but I'll give you the rundown version because I know I can go on, and that's like not why you came here. So the short version is, when the earth was created, there was Avinu the lion. And Avinu the lion created all the creatures and the mountains, and they created us to protect those things and keep everything in a positive light, so to speak. And we were known as the wise guardians and spirits. We weren't totally mortal, but we weren't totally spirit, if that makes any sense. And a lot of creatures looked at us to guidance and to help them. Well, when other creatures came from other dimensions, because they were attracted to the world, which was now filled with entire light, and everything was in harmony. When other creatures came, unfortunately, it opened a door to the darkness. And the darkness brought with it a creature of unknown origins who manifested itself into a mockery of Avinu the lion, where it looked almost exactly like Avinu the lion, but instead of Avinu being shrouded in light, this creature was shrouded in shadow. And it its main goal was to take the light away from the world. So it knew that the source of its light was mainly Avinu and the CGDs, the Celestial Guardian Dragons. So what it did was it tricked them into thinking it was Avinu and sharing their hearts with it. Well, when they shared their hearts with it, they became corrupted as well. And unfortunately, the species almost died out. There was a few that were left, but they went underground to hiding. And the world basically lost its light. It lost its kindness. People started to turn on each other. There were wars. There were battles among species and creation. And the dragons could no longer protect it because the light was weakening. So with Avinu using some of his power, he created 2 more dragons. These dragons had the most power that Avinu could give them and a special kind of heart that would affect the darkness. These 2 dragons would basically go around the world and spread kindness and do their best to bring the light back, regardless of if they were ridiculed, if they were, just mocked by the corrupted ones. They brought the light back to the earth. Those dragons were Penelope and Cleo, which is me. Penelope is my first sister, so that's why she's in the story as well. And they worked together and they turned the dark hearts into light, basically. And through their kindness, which spread to one creature, to another creature, to another creature, spread like wildfire. And Fanglore became threatened, so they vowed to destroy Fanglore and continue to spread positivity and kindness and the light, the whole source of light, back to the earth. When they got enough people, they basically went to war with Fanglore, and Fanglore lost, but he did not fully die. You see, he still remains in the earth, however, in secret and unseen. He lies with the dark parts, the drama, the hatred, the darkness of the world is how he still exists in a mere form of weakness, while the CGDs remain to this day as eternal, and they're spreading kindness and keeping the light going, basically, is how our backstory goes. So I know I've been rambling for a while, but I am almost done. I'd like to talk to you about the special traits that we have. So, when we interact with somebody, we usually use what's called our echolocation, even though we can see perfectly. The echolocation is a sensor that not only is your typical echolocation, but it also senses whether somebody is a good or bad person. We can tell by wiggling our horns. We're very cute, we're very jumpy, we're easily amused. We really like laser lights because we're kind of cat-like. Just a secret. We love laser lights. We're just like cats with their behavior. When we get threatened, our fur puffs up. When we're happy, our tail can kind of just, hang in the air and walk around. We bat at things, and we're basically just cute, adorable dragons. With the dragons that were formerly corrupted by Fanglore, I've decided to classify them as the nocturnal dragons. The nocturnal CGDs were once corrupted by Fanglore, but revived by Cleo and Penelope through bringing the light back to them and their kindness and saving their light hearts. So they've adapted more darker traits. They've adapted more of being awake at night in a nocturnal style. They have better night vision, echolocation, hunting skills. They're much quieter and they're rarely seen. So we have that option as well to create them, whether you want to be one of the lights, which is, basically what we are, or one of the nocturnal dragons, which just means that, you're just awake at night and have darker colors. And, you can go crazy with that. It's up to you. What do you think so far, if you're still here? Because I know I've rambled. Well, I'd like to talk to you if you'd like to create one yourself. There are guidelines, but there's not a lot of rules. Just hear me out, okay? So if you want to make one, you pick between If you want to make one, you pick between one of the two versions, version 1 or version 2. And you basically build from that. Use your imagination, use, your self-expression, and just go wild. All I ask is just don't remove anything from the original base, and if you would like to remove something, just ask us. We'd be more than happy to help you, and mainly just have fun, because that's my ultimate goal for the species is, to have something that you could really enjoy doing. So you pick a version, you can swap the paws and the claws for the different versions. That's also allowed too. And, just really express yourself, have fun, enjoy this. This is something I made so that you can enjoy it and have fun with it and be yourself. That's my ultimate thing. You can reach us through our social media platforms. We have on Facebook, if you search up Celestial Guardian Dragons on Facebook, that is our main hub, our main community. We have a Twitter, which is the Celestial Guardian Dragon Twitter. And you can also reach us on Telegram, Celestial Guardian Dragons, or at Celestial Guardian Dragons. I'll provide a listing of things in the comments below, or the description. I'll provide all of our social media links so that you can have it and talk to other members. If you really want some help creating one, we would be more than happy to help you. Oh, please send me pictures, because I absolutely love when you guys create them. I think it's just so awesome what you guys could come up with, and I would really like to see what you do with them. It's mainly just about you, and let's see what you make of it. If you have any questions regarding this video or the panel, feel free to ask. You can ask my friend here, or you can ask me. If you message me at Cleo the Dragon on Twitter, I'd be more than happy to answer your questions. I will be available today and just asking you guys to reach out to me if you have any concerns or anything you want to talk about, and I'd be more than happy to talk to you myself about them. I actually came up with it due to a faulty fursuit head with the horns that were supposed to stay stable, but they moved, and I thought, how cute would it be to have horns that move, like Toothless or Smaug from The Hobbit. And I really like the Dragonheart series, so I wanted to combine everything that I was passionate about and have a species where you guys can enjoy it. So I always say this at the end of my videos, but I will say something a little bit different this time. If you're still here, I really appreciate you coming to my panel. Again, I am so sorry that I can't be there this year. My heart goes out to you, and I really wish I were there to personally talk to you and give you hugs and, take pictures, whatever. But, due to circumstances where I'm not feeling good, I can't, and I'm sorry. Forgive me. But I do hope that if you're interested in the species, reach out to me, talk to me. I'm friendly. I don't bite. And just spread the kindness of the species. Spread the light. If you don't want to make a dragon, but you want to be part of this awesome community, feel free to do so. We're mainly just about spreading the light through other people and through our kindness and through the light that's inside of our hearts. So what I always say at the end of my videos, I will say today. Remember to be your own light and make your whole world shine. Thank you for coming to my panel. I love all of you, and I hope you enjoy A&E 2020. I will see you at Anthrocon if you were there, but until then, stay safe, guys. Take care.